imagine a world where you're an Uber or Lyft driver. You rent a car, somebody takes that car and crashes it, and then all of a sudden you get a bill for $6,100. No, that's what actually happened. That's what we're talking about right now. Hey everyone, my name is Chris, and this is Real Rideshare Stories. So what I had mentioned at the beginning of this video is something that happened to a driver in the Chicago market. Now, if you're in the Chicago market, you probably know that there is a ridiculous amount of carjackings that have been going on for a long time right now, over the last year. And this is a story from one of those. This is just the follow-up to the driver who had a carjacking happen to them. And the person who took the car ended up destroying the car. And then the driver got billed almost $6,100 because it was a rental. And just a really crazy story of what was going on. So we're going to get right into it right now. And as you see, this is from CWB Chicago. Link is going to be in the description below. So if you want to check out this article in full, you can. I'm only going to take a couple of highlights, pretty much the story itself, and just a wrap up of it. So if you want to read the whole thing, you can. And the title is $6,091 Uber driver billed for damages after gunman who may have just murdered his passenger carjacks him. So it's pretty crazy because this is the bill right here showing what Hertz was charging this driver for, and almost $6,100 right here. And so here's the story of what had happened. And it goes, on June 29th, 2020 was a typical night for David. I was Ubering, waiting for a passenger at Iowa and Central Park. The typical night changed significantly around 12:40 a.m. when a masked man ran from the home where his would-be passenger, Joseph Gist, had just been killed. The gunman pointed his weapon at David and ordered him out of the Kia. "It's a rental. You can have it," David recalls saying. Seconds later, a bunch of cops run in. Someone just got shot. So a hectic scene unfolded inside and outside the home where Gist was killed. Police officers declared a 10-1 police emergency, indicating that cops were in distress at the scene. So Gist's family members jumped him. He said in an interview Sunday they assumed he had something to do with it because he was just standing there and who knows what was going to happen. So obviously their family was completely bewildered at what was going on, and I'm sure he was too. That was going on. But yeah, they assumed he had something to do with it. Cops eventually separated the hysterical family from him, he said, but officers didn't make any arrests. David filed a carjacking report at the scene and went home, and a detective called him later. "We got your car," the cop said. "Officers found it abandoned, plowed into a hydrant on the 300 block of North Lawler, according to the CBT crash report. Uber reimbursed him for some property he lost in the carjacking, which was an iPad and a phone, which that's actually kind of surprising that they reimbursed him, but at least that's all right. Then Chicago police initially refused to release the crashed Kia, but Hertz, the company that operates Uber's leasing program, let him get another car 3 weeks after the hijacking. So he got back to it because he's got bills to pay. I get that. Those bills grew substantially in October when Hertz sent him a bill for $6,091.48 in damages to the carjacked Kia and loss of use. That's in addition to his $1,000 deductible, he said. Hertz was not responding to his inquiries about the bill, and he's been trying to reach out to Hertz over a month regarding the situation, but still no answer. And then contacted by CWB Chicago on Monday, an Uber spokesperson agreed to look into the charges. She called back and said she's still working on it, and if there's an update, they will make it available to this. And then it said police eventually let him claim his wrecked Kia, and he found something extra in the car when he picked it up, and that was the mask that the potential person was wearing during the carjacking and was lying on the driver's seat. Police never collected that as evidence. So that is a really crazy thing that what had happened, and it just goes to show you that these companies just want their money and really don't care about what happened behind it. Now, good thing that this driver did get hold of the news, because they're able to usually get some more insight and more information because they'll press matters. So if you have something that happens, probably good to try to get hold of the news, especially in crazy situations like this, where you're getting a bill for almost $6,100 for something that happened because you were going to the house to pick somebody up. Something crazy happened beyond your control, and you no longer have the car anymore, and it was wrecked in a fire hydrant, and now you're on the hook for a bill. I don't know. But again, this just goes to show you these companies, they just don't care. There's no safety issues that are going there, and then they just want their money, and it's showing more and more and more, especially when they're not willing to work or even take responses or answer questions or anything what's going on, and being very hard to get hold of. So what are your thoughts on this? Comment below, let me know. This just goes to show you, you need to pay attention to what's going on around you. Always, always, always pay attention to your surroundings. Never just be distracted by your phone if you're waiting for somebody. Check the area, look around, look in your mirrors, look side to side, look in front. Always pay attention to what's going on. Especially if you see somebody who's running near your car with a mask on, that's not gonna end well. So take your foot off the brake, slam on the gas, and get your ass out of there. Be safe, be smart, and pay attention to what's going on around you. All right, that's the end of the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.